Hi there, my name is Dimitri Salspaw, and I'm coming live from Alma College. Today we're going to be going over a book report. We're going to be carrying two books, The Andromeda Strain, and also Heat Wave, The Heat Wave. Okay, we're going to go over the summaries and discuss the differences between the two books. Heat Wave is by Richard Preston and talks about the Ebola virus. Starts the story by saying how Charles Monnet dies from a disease known as the Marburg disease in 1967. Marburg is part of the family called the filoviruses, and it attacks all organs and causes massive bleeding. When Charles is supposedly have got it from a cave called the Kittenham Cave, and so he quickly goes back to the hospital after he has massive bleeding. The doctor soon gets it, and the first thing they notice is that the blood refuses to clot in his veins. The doctor makes a miraculous recovery, and he spreads his blood to several major medical organizations to figure out why. Later on in 1983, the book introduces us to a major in the U.S. Army. Her name is Nancy Jacks. She uses a spacesuit, and she's near the hot zone, conveniently enough. She's in the United States Army Medical Research Institution of Infectious Diseases, or the USAMRIID for short, or in this case, for medium. Jean is also a person who also happens to work in that long acronym. Jean is researching the Ebola virus just like her. It turns out the disease is most prevalent in monkeys, and that's most likely where the diseases came from. Nancy dissects the monkeys, and Jean injects the monkeys with the virus as they're trying to figure out a cure. Nancy and Jean go inside the hot zone to figure out what's going on, but it's soon after that Nancy has a tear in her suit, and they learn she's airborne shortly after. Nancy is fine as she leaves as soon as there's any exposure. There's a Danish boy, named Peter Cardinal, and he dies most likely from the Kittenham Cave. Jean soon figures that out, but cannot locate the source. A different part of the story goes back to veterinarian Dan Dalgard, who finds dead monkeys in Reston, Virginia. He sends this information to a man named Peter Gainsling, who also sends this information to Thomas Gedsberg for analysis. Penalized that they might be exposed, they named the virus Ebola zaire, or it must be a close relative to that inside the monkeys. The USAMRIID soon finds out about this and talks over it with the Pentagon. They soon send Nancy in order to see what's happening. Delgard, who's the veterinarian, is calm mostly along this time that he could be exposed, but soon someone near him dies of a heart attack. And so most of the people in the Pentagon want to kill the monkeys that have it. So Dan soon gives them permission, also known as Dalgard. A man named Jerry goes in and soon afterwards and tries to catch a monkey that has the virus, as most of the humans already have it. And they try and test him for if he has Ebola. Later on, they test the rest of the humans, and it turns out they don't have Ebola. So instead of fearing a large outbreak, they let it go. The army lets the virus out, in about 3 or 4 months. It turns out that after all they had was a different variation of the Ebola restaurant, which is unharmful to humans, but it's airborne, meaning a slight genetic change in the genetic structure of this DNA would cause it to be very harmful to humans. The same thing happens later on in the Andromeda strain. The short summary of that book is two men are looking in a small town of Piedmont, Arizona. They're searching around and they soon locate a town where everyone is dead inside the area. They go in and start investigating it, but soon after they run into a car crash. They get into a car crash themselves. Somewhere else, some men report this incident, and they report it to the people higher up. We'll be right back. In the book The Andromeda Strain, two men are in Piedmont, Arizona, and they are doing a secret military operation. And they soon find out that all the people in the town they're supposed to investigate are dead. They soon look over and they soon find that there's a military satellite. And all of a sudden their cam's cut out. And the other team that is there looking for them has been sort of notification that they should activate a project known as Wildfire. After they do more investigation on the satellite, they soon find out that it's a microbe that directly affects your bloodstream. It has a small, narrow pH, and so that whenever your pH of your blood is within that level, you experience blood clotting, and it stops the flow of blood to your brain, and you will die. However, one baby and one old man is found to be left alive in the town of Piedmont. And so they escape back home. Eventually, they get to bring the satellite back into their secured room while they investigate it. However, it's soon found out that the virus mutates and to get rid of all rubber. When it's in its room, it escapes and quickly is trying to go to the surface. Hall, one of the members there, tries to stop it and goes to set off the key and sets off a code in order to stop the virus from spreading any farther. If he does not do this, a nuke will go off, and they find out that the disease will quickly go attached to it and spread to other parts of the town. And now to compare the two. Some of the key differences I noticed in Andromeda strain and the hot zone was that in Andromeda strain, the blood clotted, and in the hot zone, the blood wouldn't clot. Another key thing I noticed was that both of them obviously took around serious diseases. Another thing is that the one main character has to stop the entire thing from happening, and not to mention the whole thing happens anyway, in either way, in both books, I mean. And yeah, I'm gonna go back to what I said on earlier, that the main character gives them permission, or does it, in order to stop it, like in the Haslund's case, Dan Dalgard let it happen. And in Andromeda Strain's case, Hall, the guy who turned on the key to stop the nuke, that also happened. And yeah, both cases, the disease turns out to be non-harmful to humans because it evolved or mutated. And both of them take around huge military operations. Like in Andromeda Strain, it was Project Wildfire, and in the hot zone, it was the USAMRIID. So those are some huge similarities. Some differences would be that in the Andromeda strain, the virus mutates so that it gets rid of all rubber. Hence why they got into the car crash. And in the hot zone's case, the virus mutated, but it doesn't mutate to the point where it harms anything other than humans and monkeys. And so that was a key difference. Another one would be the damage that it causes. While Andromeda strain, technically the disease was to a point where there was a cure. Well, like, it wasn't a cure, it was more like a way to prevent it. It's to have either your blood too basic or too acidic in order to clot, because the virus exceeded in those conditions. But in the hot zone's case, there wasn't any way to prevent it or stop it from happening. If you got it, it was just a 1/4 chance you were gonna die, and that was pretty much it. There was nothing you could have done about it. Oh yeah. One more key difference that I found was that in Andromeda strain, the virus had a lot more potential than the other one. Sure, it wasn't as harmful, and I say that with like a grain of salt, because obviously it was very harmful. Like, it clogged your blood, and then you would die because your blood was clotted. While the disease in the hot zone, you kind of just died because, like, all your things, you just bled everywhere. And so when I say that Andromeda strain's virus, it mutated a lot more, I mean that it, like, could do things that the other virus couldn't, as in, like, the rubber, like I just talked about, but it also had a cure. So, but also I'm gonna add to the similarities one, because I forgot to mention one, was that similarities was that they both had huge military equipment for this. So, like, both of these revolved around people that were prepared for a virus. Like, they didn't prepare for this one, so to speak, but they prepared for a virus. Like in Andromeda strain, they had a huge base underneath the ground, and this scientists ready for if this were to happen. And so they had like several layers of discontaminate, as in, like, there's level 1, where you take like a shower and get off all the bacteria. Basically, it was a huge thing to make sure that you didn't have any other virus and you were good to go downstairs. And so was in the USAMRIID. And they also had something similar to that. Basically a base of operations where they could use the spacesuit, like Nancy Jax uses a spacesuit. So does Jean, in order to check out the hot zone. So yeah, they're both really prepared for that. Also, another similarity that I found, just I'm thinking of it, that both of their novels start out by huge mages of death. Like, I guess I should just say death in general, because, like, only Andromeda strain had that entire town gone. But Charles Monette dies in the beginning of Richard Preston book, and well, the whole town's dead in Andromeda strain. And they're both not really sure where this virus actually came from. Like, and in the hot zone, sure, it's pointed out that it's probably from Kingdom Cave because of the bat feces there implies it, and 2 people came from there, which means it's most likely from there, but they could not confirm. An Andromeda strain, they know it came from space, but they're not sure from where in space or what kind of disease it actually is, other than, it's a disease that affects your bloodstream, etc. And yeah, I think that's enough to go on. So this is Dimitri Southpaw, reporting from Alma College, and you have a good day now. Bye.